Lancaster for another episode of Saving Time. This week I really wanted to do something that felt like a Father's Day. Lunch, dinner, however you want to do it. This is a great one because it's going to be able to easily take outside, sit on the deck or the patio, and enjoy a Father's Day luncheon. This is a great meal anytime. So, super easy. First of all, look at this lettuce, right? Isn't this beautiful? So this lettuce, these two lettuces, have come from my garden at home. And compliments to my husband, he's responsible for growing it. A long time ago, when we first started gardening, I said, if you grow it, I'll cook it. And more than once, I've kind of wished I hadn't said exactly that because we grow a lot. Nevertheless, beautiful lettuce, green onions. These are Welsh onions. I'm going to use the greens in our salad. We're going to make Peameal Bacon Sliders. So sliders, the little sized hamburgers, right? It's very trendy, sliders. Peameal Bacon Sliders with a beautiful fresh garden salad. The sale items are available at Freshco this week, and they'll go until Wednesday of next week, so I think that's the 23rd. We've got slider buns, tomatoes, cucumber, some salad dressing, cheddar cheese, some eggs, and most importantly, we've got our Peameal Bacon. So it's a nice big chub of bacon like that, $1.99 a pound. I got this big piece of peameal for $4. It was $4.03 or something like that. Can you imagine? Good buy. Today we're going to do things a little bit differently because the meal lends itself to that. So we're going to shake it up a little bit. Right off the bat, we're going to put this Peameal Bacon in the oven. So just put about a ½ inch of water in the bottom of your casserole dish. Cover it with foil. Seal it on relatively tight. You don't want to lose your water, right? So you're holding it in. If it's loose, it'll steam its way out and dry out in there. So don't let that happen. Preheat your oven to 350. Mine is. I'm going to set that in. We're going to put it in anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour. And that's the hardest thing that we're going to do today. Right there. Don't you love that? I'm kind of thinking that this is something that with a little bit of supervision, you could let your kids get ready. A little knife supervision, obviously, but I could use some knife supervision a lot of the time myself. So we're not going to get into that though right now. Which brings me to my next point. I'm going to prep all these veggies off camera today. You don't need to watch me cut up veggies. It's boring and not necessary. I believe that you know how. I'm going to just walk through what we're going to do with each of these things. I'm just going to, you can choose for yourself. You can either chop your lettuce or tear it up, whichever way you like to do it. Give it a good rinse and dry in your salad spinner. Eggs. I want us to hard boil 3 eggs for our salad. So if you remember, when you hard boil the eggs, put a little bit of baking soda in the water, give them a good long 5 to 10 minute boil, and then cool them fast so you don't get the gray ring. We're going to do that off camera. Tomatoes. I've got 3 tomatoes here. 2 are going to be for the salad, and I'm going to cut them into wedges so that they look nice in the salad. You want them to show up. We don't want them to disappear in the salad. And the 3rd tomato we're going to slice and use on the sliders. Okay, so 2 for the salad, 1 for the sliders. This, by the way, the tomato is 99 cents a pound, right? 99 cents a pound. What a steal. Salad dressing, Kraft salad dressing. Your choice. I picked up ranch, which is what I like on a garden salad. You pick up whatever variety you like, $1.88. That's a great deal. Get what you know your family will like. Cucumber. We're going to cut that, chop it up. You want small bits. Don't slice it, chop it. So maybe think like if you cut it in points, then go into 4. Some cheddar slices. These are going to be used on our sliders at $3.99 at Freshco this week. And I also have some slider buns in here. We'll come back to them later. They were just $2.49 this week. This, I want to tell you about this because look at it. This is another thing from my garden. So the chives, in the last couple of weeks I've been using chives. I've brought them in a few times. These are the blossoms. So chives get that pretty little purple flower on them, which you're tempted to leave. Chive blossoms are edible, but more interesting, look what they can do in terms of making homemade salad dressings. So all I did was I loaded my jar up with all the blossoms, shoved them in there, and it was quite packed. Like I had a lot in there. Poured white vinegar over top of it, seal it up. This has been sitting in the dark cupboard in my house for about, I want to say maybe 2 weeks now. Isn't it pretty? Isn't that nice? And then what happens is the vinegar takes on the beautiful garlic-like flavor that chives have. And then that and some olive oil, and you've got a quick and easy dressing for a salad. So I brought that because if you've got chives and they're already going to flour, do this. And then in a little bit, like we can't use it today because it's not finished yet, but about 4 weeks in, strain it out, and then it's good to go. That's all there is to it. What a great way to use the blossoms. So that's why I brought it. I wanted you to see that, and if you've got blossoms on your chives, do it. You pick up a jug of vinegar for $1 sometimes, so I mean, come on, that's beautiful. I'm gonna go off camera. I'm gonna get these veggies ready. And then we're gonna come back and we'll assemble everything together. Peameal bacon's in the oven. It's good 45 minutes to an hour. I'm gonna chop and hard boil the eggs. That's it. I'll see you in I guess in an hour real time and in about 30 seconds camera time. Hi again. Whoops, it really was like 30 seconds. I forgot to say, keep some of your lettuce for garnishing the sliders, so don't chop up all of it. Keep some leaves for garnishing. Hi there, welcome back. Look what I've done while we've been away. We have a beautiful big base of salad here. So I've torn up both varieties of lettuce and mixed them up together, and you can see we're just all over the place with that. Part of the lettuce I left in leaves for our sliders. Got my green onions, cucumber, tomato, some slices, some wedges. All I want to do now is start adding it together. So we've got all our green onion. Oh, and I forgot to mention, I know this lettuce came from my garden, but at Freshco you can get fresh Ontario lettuce for 99 cents a head. So even though I had my own, you can easily buy it still for a really good price. Just blend that down a little bit. This is very full. And now we've got our cucumbers. Push them in. We're just gonna get everything in there and then be ready to look at this. It's already coming together beautiful. Now, don't push your slices in. I got a runaway. Thank you, Shannon. So these ones, I talked about cutting them into wedges for the salad, and they show up nicer, right? You cut them to whatever size you think is gonna work for you. This one I've got sliced ready for our sandwiches. Before I put the eggs in, I'm gonna blend things in a bit, and just, you know, to start, I think we talked about folding for something else one time. So just kind of fold it around. You may need to separate it to make it happen. This is big. And you know what? In your own house, you go ahead, put your hands in there if that's what's gonna work for you. If you have, you know the plastic dish pans? I saw that one. The plastic dish pans that you get for washing up dishes and stuff. Sometimes they are fantastic for things like this because they're big and they've got deep sides. And then you can always put it into your serving bowl after the fact. This is one giant salad. Wow. I am not going to get too tormented about this. There we go. Let's really, oh my goodness, it is full. I need to use my hands because it's way more control and it's just the way it is. There we go, look at that. So just keep, because obviously the things that you add are traveling to the bottom. So you've got to keep folding them over. Look at how, we have made a giant salad. It is a little ridiculous. Holy Dinah. Okay, there. That is all our veggies. Now, I like the egg to show. So instead of, I'm sorry, excuse me. Instead of putting the egg through, I like to lay it on the top. So that's what we're going to do, and we're going to plate it that way. Right off the bat, I'm going to scoop some out for our plating demonstration. I'm going to make sure I get some of everything, so I'm reaching to the bottom. And we can do that. We need to make sure we've got tomato in here. There we go. Tomato, we've got it all. Cucumber, tomato, it's all in there. Look at how big this salad is. Holy dynamite. There we go. There we go. And then, it's falling out the edges. And that one's gonna go back in there. Now these, let me get, I know I've got a fork, there it is. At this point you can either put your eggs on top here, or you can just wait and as you plate it, add them. And just lay them on, and it looks nice, right? It looks fresh and beautiful, and always an odd number. I'm sorry, a frog in my throat, of course, right? Of course, the whole time I was off camera, no frog. The second I'm on camera, there it is. I want another piece with some yolk. So just lay them on, make it look great, dress it up. Like that. I'm gonna find another piece of tomato to put on the top because they're all in here buried. There it is. Holy Dinah. You can't imagine how deep this bowl is. Well, I guess you can, but there. I want it to show. Just like that. Perfect. I'm not gonna dress this because I don't want it to get soggy. I'm gonna wait and I'm gonna send dressing with the salad to the family we're sending this meal to today, so that they can, if you dress it too far ahead, what a mess. So this has come together beautifully. I'm going to keep these. I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be packaging the salad up into these, and I'm gonna lay the eggs out on top. So right now I'm just gonna move that to, oh look. I'm gonna move that to the side. We don't need to look at that right now. And this can go over there, that can go in there. We're gonna slice up the meat next. That's for that, this. Good. Now, I got this tray out for my cutting board for the meat, just in case if some accumulated juices run out, I didn't want them all over the counter. So I've just done that. And when the meat was done in the oven, all I did was lift it out of the casserole dish to get it out of all the liquid that we cooked it in, and also the liquid that accumulates when you do hams. So I just moved it to a plate, tented it, and moved it over like that. And this is coming straight over here. Now, when I cut up a peameal roast, I find it easiest to cut it straight down the center. And then, there, I was worried it was going to splash the camera. And then tip it over so that you put that cut side down. And now you've got a nice, easy way to cut. So, and then our slider buns, if you imagine, I'm going to get one to show you. I always think about the sandwich that I'm making when I slice meat. And then I try to cut it to that size to reduce the amount of work I do after. So these little buns, we want to slice, if we can, a slice that's right about that size. And then we know what we're about. So I think if I cut it this way, that's going to be just about right. So we don't want it so thick that you can't bite through it, but not so that it disappears. I can hear that cutlery rattling. We'll move it over there. You don't need to listen to that. So you want it thick enough that you can taste it, but not so thick that we need to cut it up to eat it. And just, you can see how easily that slices. You've got to let it cool for a few minutes. I probably left it on the counter for about 5 to 10 minutes, and then I just set it in the fridge just before we started here. I'm only going to cut half right now. I don't want to stop because I've got a bit of a rhythm going here. And then the nut fork. Maybe this is a good time to stop. I kind of want to get this piece done. Okay, there. Now, stop that. I'm not going to think about that particular piece anymore. So you can see how nice this is. There's 12 slider buns in here. We can easily make 12 sliders with the amount of meat that we have. So here, now you don't have to be as nuts about this as I am. Look, I'm getting carried away. Try to keep the buns together so that you don't end up with the wrong number of tops and bottoms. I'm not going to garnish. Okay, if people, I would suggest that when you take this out to the table, you take out your mustard and your mayonnaise and things like that and let people garnish according to their own taste. We're not going to do that now. This is, look at how pretty this lettuce is, right? This is called, I'm sure that my husband called this, it's a form of romaine, and I think it's, oh geez, it had a very special name for the color of it, and it's pretty, isn't it? And then, so again, I always try to find a piece, make it so that it fits the bun. Okay, you want it to look tidy, right? We don't want it to be a mess. So make it fit, and make it fit. And then we need some tomato. And I cut the tomato, again, I was looking at the buns when I sliced my tomato to make sure I was gonna get good sized pieces. And lay one on top of your lettuce, like that. Don't put the tomato right on the bun or it'll get all soggy and ruin the bun on you. So you wanna put your lettuce down first. And then we're gonna go piece of meat. That one's nice and thick, wow. That's a good one for a dad, right? Makes you feel special. And then we've got our lettuce, tomato, meat, and this cheese is nice because it's already sliced and does the hard work for you. You can obviously buy a brick and cut it up yourself if you want to. And then again, try to make it fit. Looks like we're gonna be able to get like 2-3 sandwiches out of each slice. I want to go another little piece of lettuce because why wouldn't we? And just dress it on the top and on the top again. Look at that. A lid. I bought these nice little picks and then hold it together. Now, if you have some grape tomatoes or such, you could stick a little grape tomato on top of the pick just for the good looks, right? And plus, it's Father's Day. Go ahead and be fancy. Now, we have got a beautiful meal. Look at this. Look at how nice this is for Father's Day or any day all summer long. Isn't that nice? And we put this together really easily, didn't we? I mean, we cooked the roast, that was nothing, and then slicing and dicing. And that's why I said a little bit of supervision with your kids and they could be putting this meal together. Just to remind you, I said about the lettuce is 99 cents. This was my turn at Graceful Gardening this week here at the kitchen at Westminster. And again, if you find that you've got an abundance and you don't know what to do with it, if you bring it here, I will find a purpose for it, I promise. And I've already dumped out our compost, but that's really what we created this week. There was wrapping on the Peameal bacon and the rest was compost. What a beautiful meal for us to cook. Quit letting food eat up your time and money. This is easy peasy, beautiful work. When you please watch, enjoy the dinner, like the video, subscribe to Westminster Orangeville YouTube, and if you hit the little bell, you'll know each week when we put a new video on. In the meantime, have a very happy Father's Day weekend. Enjoy your dinner. Bye.